Jerry Wade, how are you, my friend?
Good,
Man,
Phil.
it's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
I always see your smiling face here at our home base, 22nd Street Landing.
Yeah.
How's that going for you? How do you like working at the landing?
I love it. It's kind of a retirement gig for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I was a carpenter and I retired 10 years ago and hung around here all the time. So they say, hey, why don't you take a shift? And I did. So here I am.
I know, and part of what makes a person successful in your line of work, as far as I'm concerned, is being a people person, and you got that.
Wow. Yeah, I worked construction all my life and, met all kinds of people and stuff like that.
So you had to deal with a variety of different crazies,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. All kinds.
You
All
get a
kinds.
few here once in a while too, don't
Yeah,
you?
you do on my shift.
It just makes life interesting.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you got it. I love it. My wife said it changed my life. Me down here and something to do, and I fish a lot, so it's just great for me.
Whoa, I want to drill down on that a little bit with you. So, were you a little stressed out and everything? I mean, your wife said it changed your
I
life. How
just,
did it change it?
I don't know. I'm just doing this is my passion.
Yeah.
I've done it all my life from a kid. And instead of coming down, I don't know. I fish probably a couple times a week now. So and working and seeing everybody, and I love it.
So you do what you love. You never
Yeah.
wait. You never have a time where you say, "Oh crap, I got to go to work." Do
Oh
you?
no,
No.
I
Yeah.
look forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool, and you get to have your finger on the pulse of what's going on because the guys are walking in and they're telling you,
Exactly.
"Oh crap, man, a friggin' current, blah blah blah," or "Whoa, that was so wide open. That was fantastic."
Yeah.
Yeah. What part of the job do you like most of everything? Do you like coaching newbies or?
Yeah, I like when they come. I like it when they come in and they want to know what to use and this and that. And I make up we get the blank knife jigs and stuff
I
right
see
now.
that. Yeah, you're always tying that stuff
And
up.
I make them up for people, and they're asking me, which size to use and this and that. Yeah, it all depends on the current and whatever that night.
Yeah.
And your weight and this and that. And
Yeah.
so I like able to help like you say some of the newer people coming in and send them out with the right gear and tackle and what they need.
How often do they come back and say, "Dude,
I
you were right on. Thank
they've
you."
told me that knife jig worked great.
Yeah. All right. Well, and
Yeah.
how that's rewarding, I would think.
Yeah. I tell them how to use them. I tell them, and the captain's going to give you a depth. I say go about 50 feet below that and just start cranking, and then drop it down. You got to work them, and it works for them. And they come in, they're all happy, and they high five me, and I love it.
Yeah, heck yeah. And it's worth mentioning since you opened the door to it. I mean, 22nd Street Landing's been a place for sport boats for since I was a kid. So
Yeah,
100,000 years ago,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
But it's a full tackle store, right?
Yeah, we
I
have
mean,
everything in there.
like what? What can you
We have pretty much. I mean, we have from apparel to any of the basically the tackle we need to send them out with right here.
Yeah.
You may have to run over to another tackle store to get something else. If you want some colored lead heads, that we have those, and but you might have to go deeper at another tackle store. But we have pretty much what you would need to go out here and catch a fish.
Can I come down here with a reel with no line on it? You guys?
Oh yeah, we'll put it on for you.
That's great. Do you
long as
recommend
you-
people show up a little bit early? Obviously, you
Obviously,
do, right?
when you do a line, we do have a cutoff. It's usually around 7:30 because when the boats do get ready to get out of here at night, you have sometimes 150 people lined up.
Yeah,
out
I
here.
know.
It's packed,
I know.
and you have them coming in and out and in and out, and it's like, no, we don't. It's just Tony and I. Usually on Monday and Tuesday. On the weekends, they have a few more guys, but they're able to help them out a little better.
Yeah, yeah.
But us, we usually have a cutoff around 7:30, where we get real busy checking everyone in. They're getting their bunks and this and that. And
Yeah.
so we don't have time to go and really spool them up at that time of day.
It freaking gets hectic, doesn't it?
Yeah. I've had lines all the way to the cooler in there.
Yeah. Then you got maybe the half day boat coming, or some guys are
Well, that's
turning,
another
rent rods
thing.
coming back.
You got them all coming back. You got them from 5, and then 6. You got the Monte Carlo, the Pursuit, and then usually the Native Son. Now he's running an extended 3/4 day, so he may be in at 6. Sometimes you got them all at the same time.
Yeah.
So it does.
And you got to collect the rent rods, get people back their
Get
licenses.
them out there, sell them some ice, and send them on their way.
Man, that really does get hectic. Do you ever want to pull your hair out, or do you enjoy that
No,
part of it
no, no.
also?
It's
It's
just
good, right?
take it customer to customer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what you got to do. Head down and do it.
Yeah, I laugh because your customer service is great. I remember working at Redondo Sport Fishing.
Oh
I
wow.
got to tell you, man. And we would put 300 people out on the barge, have the half
Yeah,
day boats coming
I remember
in,
that barge.
that crazy
Yeah.
stuff. And it got toward the end of the night where some of the old timers that worked in there, they would literally answer the phone like, Redondo Sport Fishing, like pretty much like, what the hell do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just freaking out.
We
So
try to give them the best customer service we can here.
yeah, you do a great
You
job.
know, it's what it's about. You know, the customer service.
Another thing, and I compliment Tony on this all the time. I'm on the carnivore diet, so I'm on the
Oh
keto
yeah,
thing.
great.
So sometimes I walk in there, or at one time I walked in there, I go, "Geez, you got everything for a keto diet here, man. This
Oh
is
yeah, we got all
awesome."
kinds of good little, stuff to keep your protein up.
Exactly, man.
I'll always take some protein stuff out on the boat with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially that beef jerky.
I know that comes in handy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, how'd you get into fishing? What age did you get into fishing?
Oh
Who
my
introduced
God.
you to this great sport?
My father introduced me to fishing at
Yeah.
a very young age, and it was a lot of freshwater. And then my brother and I, we started fishing out of Redondo when we were young.
Okay. So, how old are you?
And I'm 67.
Okay, we're same age then, pretty
Yeah.
much. I'm 66. So
We used to
we
fish out
probably
of
fished down there together.
Probably.
Yeah.
But we used to go down there and fish. We'd rent dinghies when we were kids. And
Oh
fish
yeah,
the
hell
harbor
yeah.
and-
With the sled.
yeah. And then and then I got into freshwater a lot, and then I went back into this, and when I got back into this, probably about 10, 15 years ago, the equipment had changed so much.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know.
I started buying, up to date,
Yeah.
rods and reels, and it's like before you didn't think of nothing. You didn't think about fishing with a 9-foot or 8-foot rod.
Right.
It was small, and it get one of the old pin jig masters, and that's what you had.
Yeah,
And
right.
now it's all, everything's sophisticated.
It totally is. And for old timers like us, and looking out at the old timers out there,
Yeah.
you got to stay up with the times, don't you? I mean,
Oh,
fishing
yeah.
with your old gear 15 years ago, you're
Yeah.
not going to turn these big bluefin with that kind of gear.
No,
This is a
no.
whole different fish.
I don't know how we did it.
Yeah. We kind of found a way, didn't
Yes,
we?
we did. We
Yeah.
cranked on them, but yeah, everything's so much different now. I love it. It's great down here.
Going back to the Redondo days, I want to go back to that for a moment because we have so many people around the world who
Oh,
watch
yeah.
us, and they love hearing about Redondo Beach, California. Did you ever catch yellowtail in the bubble hole?
Oh, yeah.
And the bubble hole, everybody, was this
19
warm water discharge where the yellowtail would
Yeah.
just get caked on that thing,
Well, you
right?
catch them right there in the bubble in the harbor.
Yeah, right.
I remember. I think I have a picture somewhere. A couple buddies, and they were in one boat, and we were in the other one, and they were just bent. And both of them hooked up with yellowtail right there in the
So
harbor.
cool, right?
Give you chills.
Yeah, I know.
Great, man. That was fun times down there. I don't fish over there too much anymore. I go usually once or twice a month, see all the old guys over there on the special and that,
Yeah.
But I don't go over there. I got this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bonito fishing in those days, incredible.
Oh yeah.
Inside the harbor.
They're still in there.
Yeah.
They're still in
Yeah.
there.
That was. Did you ever go outside the harbor in your skiff? You weren't supposed to.
No.
Oh, we did.
I used to get on the boats all the time and go, oh yeah, in your little skiff.
Well, yeah, we'd rent a skiff, and they'd say you got to stay
Right.
in the harbor, choom, right out the harbor, and catching pinback sharks. A
Yeah.
couple 10-year-old, 12-year-old kids, and just like, whoa, we're killing sharks there.
Fun, man.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Redondo was a lot of fun. What boats did you fish on, and what captains were there in those days? Do you remember that?
I mainly fished the special, and what else was
So
over
was
there?
Barney Barnes running that, or John Dipley?
Yeah,
Or
John Dipley. I remember him here. He was.
yeah, heck yeah.
He was over here too.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still around.
No,
or
he's
what.
dead.
Is he?
Yeah, he passed away.
God, I remember. That's probably 20 years or more since I
Thought about him,
with
or-
him. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
over here. We used to. I belonged to a club called the South Bay Sportsmen's.
Yeah.
And we're in Redondo,
Yeah.
and we used to get the charters. The midnight, or we do the twilights.
It was a fishing club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're a fishing hunting club.
Yeah.
South Bay Sportsmen's.
Yeah.
And I've been in there for 20 plus years in that club. And we would charter, our club would charter the Twilight here all the time. And
Yeah.
I loved it. The Twilight this year, but I love twilight fishing.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But yeah, those-
Summertime.
I remember Dipley used to stay out till like 1:30 in the
Yeah.
morning, and as a crew member, I wanted to strangle him. Really, just like I got a friggin' deck in the morning again, and He had to run the boat, but he just had no life. He was like,
Yeah, and that's what everyone else does. This is your life.
yeah, I know exactly, 100%. Well, it's got to be if you're going to be successful at this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to pour everything into it.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
you got to have the passion.
You do. And do you still have it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I fish probably 2 times a week. I'll probably go local, and then I'll go to Catalina one day, and I'll do an overnight or a 2 day a month.
Yeah.
So I'm busy between this and that. My time goes faster than you could imagine.
Yeah, I guess, man. What do you think about this bluefin tuna bite? It's been an
I
incredible,
can't
what,
wait.
decade or something of
Yeah.
Did you ever dream when you were in Redondo
No.
back in the 70s
Yeah.
that we'd have fishing like this?
I
This is
know.
world class.
I can't wait. I mean, I got 3 trips in a row next month, so and that'll take care of me. I did one in August. I did a 2 day, and I got a 2 day next week, the first, and then that week after that, another day and a half, and then another day and a half after that. And that'll pretty much wear me out for my tuna for the year.
I know. And hey, one of the benefits to this whole thing is you always have fresh fish, man, huh?
I'm gonna have to get another freezer, I think.
You've got that much?
Yeah, I do. Between all my taco fish and the tuna, I calculate I get pretty good collection going.
That's funny. Have you been talking to the boys about this bite now on Tanner Bank and what's
Yeah,
working
no,
and what's not? It sounds like lighter fluoro.
25-pound fluorocarbon,
Yeah,
number 2 circle hooks. I was on the Pride, and we were fishing with J hooks, small J hook,
yeah,
real small one, and like a number 2, and they work too.
yeah.
I just
You get to set the hook too, right?
yeah, you gotta set the J hook, but with a circle hook, your chances are a little bit better.
Yeah, you're not going to get bit
And
off.
then you can throw the Colt snipers.
And before you go on to the Colt Sniper, why are your chances better with a circle hook? Somebody out there is asking that question. I know they
Because
are. Where it gets hooked.
they hook them here.
Yeah.
And if you're using a J hook, chances are they're going to pull the hook or chew you off.
Yes.
Because you're going to hook them on the roof or somewhere. They're going to saw it off. But you're going to hook them with a circle hook in the corner of the mouth.
Right.
They're going to come out and grab it and head back. And that's when you get them.
Yeah.
And it's just a flawless bite.
And you don't set the hook, right? You just put it in gear.
Let them run a little bit. Soon you see it really peeling off, then throw it in gear and just hang on.
Excellent. Yeah, I know there's somebody out there with that question.
Just hang on, and it's a finesse. It's not really how, and they help you out on these boats too.
100%.
When you get bit, there's someone by your side gonna tell you, hey, watch the tip of your rod, and don't let him go that way. Don't let him go this way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to bend them over the corner of the boat. Hang on.
Yeah. Little Michael Limon, he's down here all the time. You guys take such good care of him all the time. And Grandpa, Dan Lightfoot, he was just on the Freedom. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
He just got in last night.
Oh,
Had a fantastic trip. Michael hooked 8, got 5, had great fishing for himself.
Yeah.
And, I had some video of the crew on the Freedom helping him. And, of course, Steve Welsh behind him making faces. And the great galley cook on board the Freedom. It was fantastic.
I love seeing the kids down here. That's my main, that's what I love.
Yeah.
These kids, because I was young. My dad's, he got us fishing and, and I just love seeing the kids down here fishing. I went out Saturday afternoon. We had a group of Boy Scouts on the Monte Carlo.
Nice.
And, they had a blast. We stuck to their thing so they could catch fish. And
yeah.
They had a great time, and everybody went home with fish. So, but that's the main thing. The kids, I love seeing them.
Yeah, 100%, because you know how valuable
That's your
it was
future
to
anglers.
you. And plus, it was valuable in your life, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I got to fish with my dad every chance I could. He passed away a couple of years ago, and I happened to be able to take him on his birthday right before he passed, and that was really, that was great. I hang on to that video.
That memory's in your heart and soul, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm sure my kids, if we can go fishing one last time before I kick the bucket, it would be good. Or make a Mexico run or something like that. Hey, that would be awesome. Hey, let's go back to the Colt Sniper and catching bluefin. You were going to mention that's effective.
Oh, I like throwing the jigs too. Like your yellowtail or whatever. But the bluefin on the Colt Sniper, when you're seeing the foamers and the boils, that's when the fire those things.
Yeah.
I mean, and they get bit. It's just unbelievable. I got one that's chewed up, but it's I fire them out, and you're fishing with a little bit heavier line and
40,
stuff.
50, like that.
Yeah, I fish with probably 65 to 80 pound braid
Yeah.
with 40 to 60 pound fluorocarbon.
Okay. I like you. Heavy. Go
Heavy
heavy
stuff.
with that,
Oh yeah,
man.
when
It's a
you're fishing a
reaction bite.
jig, you have to
Yeah.
tie that thing on there, do double San Diego, so they ain't gonna break you off,
Yeah.
and hang on.
Yeah. So
You're going to get a little bit bigger grade, I believe, with the Colt snipers than
uh-huh.
you are off the fly line
Yeah.
because it's going down a little further. Just to a 45 degree, you just start cranking, let it go, cranking, and you're going to get bit.
All right. So go into a little more detail. I've got a big foamer off the bow. I'm up there in the bow all by myself. I got my Colt sniper.
Keep
I make a
casting.
cast. What do I sink it? What do
Let
I
it
do?
get down to about 45 degrees.
Okay.
You'll know, about 45 degrees, and then crank.
Fast?
Fast, and then let off. Fast, and
You
let
mean
off.
stop?
Yeah.
Okay, and start again.
Let off, fast. Then when you feel it's getting straight up, drop it. You may get one that's been chasing it.
Ooh. How many
So-
times have you had that happen?
Maybe once,
Uh-huh.
but you usually hook
Makes
them.
sense.
You hook them before, but the thing is with those things is they're going to chase them and they're going to grab them. You may get chewed off a lot,
Yeah.
because they're going to swallow that thing.
Yeah.
Every one that I've gotten has been swallowed.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but that's about the size of that. But you're going to go there. Your weight of the weight of your Colt sniper will depend on your current and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, you're usually from a 150, 120, 100, 80. And if it's real calm, you're going to probably 80 to 60 gram,
Yeah.
But
Fluorocarbon or no? Just because
Fluoro.
it's abrasion resistant, do you use the fluoro on a jig also?
yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah. And of course,
For it's a mono, from the fluoro, you can.
yeah. Do you like doing that?
Yeah, I do. I like maybe running 25 yards of mono and then the fluoro. That way you don't, fluoro's expensive. You're not going to waste that much.
Yeah, exactly. It gets a little pricey, but you feel like
After
it's
the-
worth it, right?
Yeah. It's more, you look at the different ways you can do it and the fun you get out of it.
Yeah.
Doing a different, just like at nighttime, you're dropping a knife jig and, that you're going for the cows there.
Yeah. What's your biggest bluefin?
I haven't got a triple digit yet. I think like 80, 85 pounders.
That's a
when I
nice
got-
fish.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for that triple digit, and then I can start wrestling.
I
So
hear
I
you.
can stop wrestling them. I just want I catch the smaller ones, and I'm wore out.
Yeah.
You know?
You might as well get one while you're still 67.
I got to take a break and
Yeah.
get back at it.
They frickin' pull hard, don't they?
They do. And I started fishing with like like a 9 foot rod. I like fishing with a 9 foot rod for those 25 to 40 pounders. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah, man. That's a lot of rod to have on a fish like that, though, isn't it?
Just lean back and watch the tip.
Enjoy it. 100%. I know exactly what you mean. Did you ever think there'd come a time where I'd ask you, what's your biggest fish? And you'd say, oh, I only have an 85 pounder. You know what I mean? That's how high the bar is now in
Yeah.
Southern California.
Oh yeah. I mean, next week I'm going for the big one.
Yeah.
I tried last time out, but we only had 3 on a 2-day.
Yeah.
I fished from 6:30 in the morning till 11:30 that night.
Oh, you just go hardcore.
I was all
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
hard. I don't even think I break because this was that's my passion. When I'm out there to do my job.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and you enjoy doing it that
Yeah.
way, right? That's my
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, and you're older like me. I mean, I don't think I'm that old, but when you get on the boat, we're old guys.
Yeah, I know, man. Everybody else thinks it. Right?
I had them filming me, and they're going, the oldest guy on the boat, he's hanging on here. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, wait a minute. Oh, that is me.
Yeah, all right, guys.
I know, man. I tell you, some of these kids that I work with, I bartend once in a while, and they're like, "Hey, old man, how you doing?" And they're being they're polite kids and everything, and I've given them permission to do that. But it's like at some point you go like, "Oh man, wow, how did this happen so
I
damn
know.
fast?"
Yeah. Yeah, you start looking at your kids getting old, and you're like, well,
I know. What are you going to do? What other kinds of fishing do you enjoy?
I
Do you
uh I oh
pretty much everything?
yeah, I love bass fishing. I love calico bass fishing and sand bass. Heck, I'll go out and get sculpin sometimes, or whatever.
Just being on the waters.
Bonita, yeah,
Yeah.
I just got to be out there.
Yeah.
That's what I got to do.
Yeah.
Bonita, the barracuda, whatever I can, I'll go with 4 different rods and I'll set them up. And this is what I'm going to do. If someone gets a barracuda, I'm throwing a jig. I'm going to go grab them. I'm going to the bow to get a barracuda.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and I'll fish for bass till I get enough of them.
You kind of open the door there to being a person who observes when you're out there. You just said somebody gets a barracuda, I'm going to throw a jig.
Yeah.
How important is that to your success as an angler to be observant?
Well, it's about putting in your time out there. I found that out a long time ago.
Yeah.
And watch. Look around. Hey, sometimes I'll be on the way to the island and I'll look around and I go, oh, wow, I haven't seen that. I'm going to try that setup. And I'll go over and I'll tie that on. It's like you got to try things. And if you're over there and they're fishing for bass and they're small, and I see a guy on down the rail and he's pulling up sheephead, I'm going to go over and put some 12-pound tests and a treble hook on there and a reverse dropper loop, and I'm going to pull me over some sheephead too. They go good with that bass.
It's so important. And the other thing is, not a lot of guys, but some guys will get to our age and they know it all. And they're not going to learn anything from anybody else.
I still learn.
Me too.
I still learn. It's like I'll go out if I go to the island with 4 rods. I'll take a light bass rod, a medium bass rod. I'll take something to fly line, and I'll take something to drop down with a dropper loop.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll take 5. I'll take a jig stick in case the yellowtail are going. Because like I said, I like to throw jigs.
Yeah.
I'll throw tatties on the bow for and you hook a barracuda even doing that, or a nice bonita.
Yeah, exactly. Do you like rock out fishing like me?
Yeah, I like it.
You're not a big one on it, I can tell.
Well, if I'm getting the big reds.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Last time I went out on the Pride, we took a boat because we limited out on the Bluefin, and we took a boat to go over and get the big reds or go inside and yellowtail and sea bass, and we were able to limit out on those big reds in no time.
Yeah.
I mean, 2
Yeah.
big drops. So I got 4 and 3 drops.
Oh, how cool.
Big ones. I mean, big reds.
Yeah, that is so cool.
But they were in the hole out there, the tanner.
Yeah.
And they know where they're at.
Yeah, exactly, man. And they're big.
That's and then you go inside and, go sea bass, donkey rig and 4-ounce seeker and getting the white sea bass or the halibut. That's a given. Either one right there. You can come up with either one, a white sea bass or a halibut.
I think that's one thing, Jerry, you're pointing out, and you're absolutely right, that makes this bite lately so incredible. Remember back in the albacore days, it was albacore, do or die. You weren't going to catch a frickin' halibut on an albacore trip.
No.
Or a white sea bass. That just wasn't going to happen. But now,
I like the way they mix it up.
You can catch these big bluefin and go into the eye and catch a big halibut or get into a sea bass. But I know the Freedom, I think it was, or the Amigo had limits of sea bass on one of their trips out there. Went into Clemente. Yeah. I mean,
last week I heard about. That's great.
It's pretty incredible, isn't it? When you
was it you that posted the pickup truck full of?
Yes.
That was cool.
That was awesome, wasn't it? What a catch! Some people were angry.
And that was a Catalina.
Yeah, I mean
they're over there.
It points out that the fish are there, and the guy's doing a legally sanctioned thing over there, catching white sea bass. Man, I saw that, and I'm like, it reminds me of a guy standing on a boat up in Alaska with all that commercial catch of salmon, and you look at it, you go, "Whoa, that is so freaking cool." Yeah. It's amazing.
I think I'm going to say this right now. Yeah. Everybody get out there and fish. It's right now it's wide open. It's going to cut off just bam. The end of October, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it stays on for a while.
Me too.
But then that'll jump right into the sea bass and halibut.
I know. It just leads into
rockfish.
Right.
Hopefully you keep everything running.
I know, man. Just keep it rocking and rolling. But you're right. Go fishing, right? Enjoy this.
Man. Yeah. Have to right now, man. It's just right now it's wide open on the Bluefin.
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
Yeah. The importance of fishing to kids, we kind of touched on it, but just a little bit more. Kids have so many distractions now that you and I didn't have, especially these freaking phones. They can get into all kinds of crap that young kids shouldn't get into, and it
Right.
can have a detrimental effect on their psyche and everything else.
Oh, I know.
Being out in the outdoors is a much better
This
choice.
opens up their minds to a
Yeah.
lot of different things. And once they go and they get bit by this bug, that's what's great. These kids are going to bug you for the rest of their life. I have a son that I started young. I mean, his birthday was March 1st, and it was always a rockfish opener.
Yeah.
And I took that kid rock fishing. And then when it changed, he goes, "What are we going to do on my birthday, Dad?" I go, "Well, we're just going to wait till it opens, and then we'll celebrate your birthday."
Yeah, we're going to do it twice, March
Yeah.
1st and when it opens.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but you know, and how you bring them up and let them do this, and like I said, get a taste of this thing. I mean, once you hook a fish, I think you're hooked. You know, you're going to be like,
Sure seems like it,
yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Any kid, they're going, wow.
I know that. And you know, we mentioned Michael Limon.
Yeah.
That kid's just freaking hooked,
Yeah, I love
isn't
him
he?
down here. Yeah, I come in and I give him bait.
Yeah, he's such a good kid. He's doing a great job, and he had such a great time on the Freedom. You mentioned that you got into freshwater fishing for a little while.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
did you like to do? Bass fish, trout fish, all of it?
Bass, trout, yeah, everything. I still trout fish. I love trout fishing.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't get into it. Why can't I get into it? I just feel like
Well,
I'm catching
my
bait.
dad, when he retired, he retired here at 64 and he moved up north. That was in like 97, 98.
Yeah,
And he moved up north and built a house right outside the gate where he goes into the lake,
yeah.
Lake Comanche. And so I would go up there all the time.
So
you
there's
know.
some nostalgia being with
Oh,
your
yeah.
dad, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. So I would go up there to fish with him all the time, you know, like at least once or twice a month. And we would just get in a boat and troll, you know, or we'd do different things. We had it down to, you know, lead line trolling and all that and outriggers.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
we knew how to go. He had all the honey holes. So we would go and we'd sit and we'd limit out there. You know, just nonstop. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And pass it on, just like I know what I'm doing. I pass it on to my kids.
Yeah, right
My
on.
grandkids. You know, I have 10 grandkids.
Whoa.
3 of them, 3 of the boys, they live in Irvine, and they live in a little community down there where they have ponds and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're into the bass fishing. They
Yeah.
go over there, catch bass, and release them all day in the summer. And they can't come out here; they get seasick. And it's you know,
Oh,
just
so that's perfect.
drives me nuts. I go, man, you guys can't come out. You know, I want them out here bad.
Yeah, maybe when they
You
get a
know?
little older.
Yeah, they'll grow out of it. You know, that a lot of that's in your head.
Perfect time for Grandpa to say hi to his grandkids.
Hello, grandkids, and girls.
I love it. Good stuff. Bass fishing, freshwater bass fishing. Did you get heavy duty into that?
Not heavy duty.
Okay.
I just knew enough to catch them
Yeah,
and knew where to get them.
yeah. Catfishing? Were you
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Catfish.
really?
Love cat. I used to love catfishing, and I would always take a bag of sardines uh, from here or wherever and take it up there and great bait. You know, you're just running you're like a reverse dropper loop with a
Yeah.
catfish, little small sinker, 2 ounce, and I fish with a treble hook. People go, what are you doing with treble hooks? Number 6. I go, watch. Same thing with halibut.
Yeah.
Oh, tell them my secrets.
Do you
But-
fish a treble hook with
Yeah, I
a
fish-
trap rig? Or?
No
Oh,
trap
just
rig.
straight treble.
treble hook.
And it works great, I bet.
Really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
That trap hook, I don't like it because it gets hung up.
Yeah. Screws
So-
up with the
So if you
presenting
just
a
have the
natural
treble
bait.
hook with the bait and a treble hook, you just hook at him through the nose with one of the hooks on
Yeah.
the treble hook,
Yeah.
and the other one's hanging
Yeah.
with your bait on it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like
You got them.
when I do it, and they're going, "You're using a treble hook," and I'm like, "Yeah." Well, I'm gonna try it, and they get bit,
Yeah.
you know. And it's like, I'm letting my secrets out.
You're letting them out big time.
And Mike,
now.
he said, he goes, "What size treble hooks were you using, Jerry?"
Everybody wants to know.
Yeah, they were asking for them in here.
Oh, man, that's funny.
So, and Sam over at
Island
Island
fishing
Tackle.
Yeah. I'll be over there tonight.
And I go over there and I get my treble hooks from over there, and I keep them in my tackle box because you know that's what I use bass fishing. Number 6 treble hook or a bass or halibut.
Yeah.
Number 6 treble hook.
Yeah. You ever go fishing in Mexico? And I mean by going into Mexico,
I
driving
went.
into Mexico, flying into Mexico?
Flew in. I was about to go fishing on my honeymoon.
Oh, yeah. You wanted to get killed, huh?
It was so cheap, just sitting on the beach.
No, really. Exactly. How about speaking of
I
sitting
want to
on?
go down there. I want to go next year. My wife, I want to take her to Cabo
Yeah.
because I want a marlin.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I just want it on my bucket list. It's
Yeah.
got to be there. So I want to go down there and get one and play golf and let her enjoy herself because she's not too much into this. She has her things she does, and I'm just this is what I do. It's my time.
Yeah. I think it's good, right?
Yeah,
My wife would rather, slit her wrist and go fishing, I think,
mine
so
won't even eat it.
yeah. So I remember I was in East Cape and we were catching huge Dorado 10 minutes offshore. So we come in at Palmas de Cortez. I get my wife, Ruth, and I go, Ruth, come on, you should catch one. They'll. Take us out. And she's like, So we go out and she catches this 45-pound Dorado. It's leaping all over. It comes on the boat and I go, how's that feel? And she's, can we go in now? I'm like, I did what you wanted me to do. I'm
I
over
would get
it.
mine to do it. I just told her just come out on the boat with me. Just sit there all day if you want.
I know, catch some rays, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. How about surf fishing? You ever do any of that?
I'm gonna.
That might be good for the
I
grandkids.
do down at Dockweiler.
Yeah, yeah. What do you catch down there? Corbina,
That and
yellowfin croaker.
I've caught halibut there too.
Yeah, yeah. Heck yeah. Legals?
Yeah, I've caught halibut there a lot.
You gonna let a secret out on how you catch your halibut in the surf? You throwing a lucky craft, or what are you doing?
I I, I do
Oh, you're
some
not gonna let it
different.
out.
I do some different stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, same thing with that reverse dropper loop and get it out there as far as I can.
So where do you get your
Just
bait
bump it
though?
in,
What kind of bait?
or I get a fluke or on
Oh,
there.
okay.
Use a nice 7-inch fluke with a half-ounce lead head on it, and another way, and you get it out there and just bounce it. You know, halibut fishing is all luck and skill because when you catch them, when you do hook one, you gotta know how to finesse them in. You know, loosen your drag, let them run a little bit, and you don't want to pull on them too hard.
Yeah, yeah. I remember my dad, he used to tell me stories about when he was a kid fishing the Point Magoo Pier. And he would call it trolling but I mean, that was the word they were using in those days. But he meant by you got to keep your bait moving. There
Yeah,
are ambush predators. And you got to make a long cast and then bring your bait
just
in. And
bounce it back.
yeah, right. And
Keep
so,
bouncing it, making sure you're getting it off the bottom and you know where you're at. Because, like I say, you're just going to hit one in the head and it's going to bite it.
yeah, for sure.
That's what it is. It's
How's,
just all about luck and skill.
yeah, well, yeah, there's a little luck involved in all this, but you see the same guys over and over again doing really well a lot of
I
times,
know.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at what
You're
they're
probably
using.
one of them.
You probably look at what they're using, and
Yeah.
they look at what you're doing. You know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. How do you like yellowtail fishing? That's one of my
I love
favorites.
yellowtail fishing when it's strong.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't got one this year. We went and I didn't get one on the Freedom, and it was a night bite, and it was cold that night, and I didn't want to get out there. And
that was when they were dropper looping for those big
yeah,
yellows. Yeah, right.
night bite
Yeah,
with squid. We had
yeah.
live squid, and it went on for just a little bit, and then it
I
changed.
knew they flashed and then they were
It was
gone.
gone. We were parked there. Every boat in the area was out there
Yeah,
at that night, and I only went one night. And the trip before, they did real well. And the night I went, it was kind of slow. I think my brother got one, and I didn't. I said I was cold. And I didn't want to get out there, but
sometimes that bunk with that blanket feels
yeah,
really good.
or even that galley,
Yeah.
hot cup of coffee. You
Hey,
know,
now that you bring that up, again, there's some people who never go fishing and they're watching this in Taiwan or somewhere and they're flying in for a vacation. The boats have galleys and they put out great food, don't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
Like Steve is a culinary, I don't know what he is. He's crazy, is what he is, but
Yeah,
he does
even
a great job and cooks great meals.
uh-huh.
Even down to the presentation is pretty nice sometimes.
Yeah, I like it. When you're on the day and a half and the 2 days, you do get treated well, or the 3 days. They treat you well.
Yeah,
You eat good, and I don't know. It's just enjoyable.
yeah, yeah. Long range fishing. You ever do any of that?
No, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't got
Would you like to do that or
Yeah, I
no?
do.
Yeah.
I'll do any kind of fishing.
Hey, you say marlin, you want to get a marlin. A lot of guys are like, oh, marlin. I love marlin fishing. It's freaking fun, especially when you're throwing a bait and hooking them. That's really fun. But
Really.
even when you get a blind jig strike and you end up with a marlin, it's cool. I mean, one of my best memories is seeing a blue marlin, jumping off our bow in the East Cape. and the guy just guns it, and you just like, you feel that enthusiasm and that adrenaline
You
rush.
hook it,
And then he pulls back a little bit, trolls for like 2 seconds, and boom, man,
and he
that
bites
freaking
it.
thing's on there. My son Philip's on the fish, and
Oh,
what a
wow.
memory.
Yeah,
What a memory.
I bet, man.
Yeah, that
What
was
a rush.
so cool. Yeah, that is a great memory. Are you into shark fishing?
I caught one right here at the bait barge,
You're kidding me.
thrasher, 2 weeks ago, a 15-pound
Standing on the
test.
bait barge?
No, I was on the.
On a skiff?
Yeah, we were getting bait on the native sun.
Yeah.
And I was up on the bow. I always throw like a fit, just something out there when
Yeah.
we're getting bait. And I thought I was in a hole or something, and my line kept peeling and peeling and peeling.
You're like,
I had a little
whoop.
bait caster with a 15-pound test on it, and I reached down, I clicked it, and I go, oh wow, and it started peeling. So then I got the drag adjusted on it, and I was able to. I thought I had a hell of it,
Yeah.
and I was letting it slip, and I wanted to get this thing on board.
Yeah.
When I got it up, and I could see some color on it, and I kept whining and whining. He came right to the boat and looked down, and it was about a 45-pound thrasher shark.
That's freaking awesome.
And I screamed, and I didn't know what to do. I screamed, "Get the gaff, man!" And the kids, they started looking. I go, "Get a gaff!" And I go, "Well, I'm going to take a picture." So when I get my camera, and I went to take the picture, and he went, "Phew," gone.
Oh.
But I got it on a hookup bait.
Oh, those things were good, man.
Little 3/8. So there's a thrasher shark out there with a hookup bait hanging out of his lip.
You would have been having thresher shark steaks that night, man.
I was like, yeah, man. And I couldn't believe I hooked that thrasher there.
Well, Jerry, I could just see how important fishing is to you, man. It means so much to you. You're passing that on to your sons. You're passing it on to your grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
And you pass it on to every single person that walks in 20 seconds to Landing.
I try
San Pedro.
to.
Yeah.
I try to.
Yeah. Number here is 310-832-8304.
Yeah.
And maybe give us just an idea of what kind of trips you have out of 22nd Street, from half day to...
Right now, the half day just got back. They're running.
I know you probably got to get to work, don't you?
Tony's got it. I got a good
Good
partner.
excuse too. Yeah, that too.
Tony's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's the one that got me on this job.
Tony Gonzalez.
They call us Pancho and Lefty out there. But he helps me out a lot. He got me in here and coached me along.
Good.
As an old guy that's slow. I was a construction worker all my life, and the computer thing wasn't that,
right.
wasn't that good. But
Intimidating.
I got it down. I mean, he trained me. But we had the Monte Carlo runs are 10 to 4 Monday through Fridays.
Beautiful big boat.
It is.
Great crew.
And right now, a good time to get on it because they're light loads.
Yeah.
And during the week, he's pretty much surface fishing. He's trying to.
Oh, good.
While the water's still warm and clear.
Yeah.
He'll be jumping back to the bottom stuff soon.
Uh-huh.
And then we have the 3/4 day boat. That's the 7 to 5, the native sun. And we're trying to get it out a little more. It's a little slow right now, but I'm thinking it'll pick up here this week.
Good.
And then we have the Pursuit. It's our full day boat. Runs Catalina every day.
Fishes hard all the time.
Yeah. And that's our Catalina boat.
Yep.
And
Freedom.
We have the Freedom, which is our larger overnight, day and a half, 2 days. They also have charters. We have the Pride, which is a very good boat to go on.
Yeah.
He's got a very good reputation of
being a fish killer.
He's got a passion.
Yeah.
I love Captain Sean.
Yeah.
And Mark on the Amigo. They're also good.
Awesome.
We have a great fleet down here.
You do, man. It's like the mini San Diego kind of vibe to it.
Well, I like this too because instead of driving to if you're local here,
yeah,
you could come here and go to the same place.
Right.
And instead of driving all the way to San Diego and then coming back and got to drive all the way back home.
Yeah.
That's why I like this right here.
Yep. When you're fishing Tanner Cortez, same distance, and your ride home normally is much nicer coming back this way than...
Mine's 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, there you go. There you go. For sure. Jerry, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Happy
Best to you.
Anytime.
I'll see you at 22nd Street Landing really soon again.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, man.